Hey guys, what's up? This is T-Bones you guys asked for it, so now I'm going to be comparing the Canon Rebel T5 versus the Canon Rebel T5i. So I have compiled a list here of the advantages of buying the Canon T5 over the Canon T5i, and then I'm going to go into a list of the advantages of buying a T5i over a Canon T5. Alright, so the first big advantage the Canon Rebel T5 has over the Canon Rebel T5i is the Canon Rebel T5 has a battery life of 500 shots opposed to the Canon T5i, which has around 440 shots. So you're going to get more shots on a Canon Rebel T5. Next off, it is considerably smaller. Think of it as the Canon Rebel T3 and the Canon Rebel T3i. The Canon Rebel T3 is much smaller. It appears that both of these cameras have the exact same build quality as each other, opposed to where the Canon Rebel T3 was much cheaper than the Canon Rebel T3i. And of course, it is lighter, weighing in at around 480 grams, whereas the Canon Rebel T5i is 580 grams, so it's 100 grams lighter. Now I'm going to go into the advantages of buying a Canon Rebel T5i, and it is a pretty long list. So first off, the display on the Canon Rebel T5i is about 2 times better than that of the Canon T5. So you need a lot more pixels in there and just much better image quality and better contrast images, better in bright light. It's just overall much better display. The Canon T5i has built-in HDR, so if that's a thing that you are going to be using a lot, then that's pretty cool. If you're not going to use it, then it really doesn't matter. I really don't use HDR that often. The Canon T5i has a touchscreen. A lot of people prefer using touchscreen. A lot of people think touchscreens are for amateurs and are for people who don't know a lot about photography, and just to make it easier they throw a touchscreen on there. I actually don't have a camera that has a touchscreen. I have used a video camera, a Canon, one of the video camera line that does have a touchscreen. My Canon 60D does not have a touchscreen, what I'm actually filming on right now, which is kind of unfortunate. I'd like to try it out, but unfortunately I do not have one. I don't think it's that big of a deal as a semi-professional photographer, but I think the Canon Rebel T5i is definitely geared toward amateurs anyways. If you are buying these cameras for video, they both shoot at 1080p at 30 frames per second, which isn't too bad. I would like to see them bump the Canon T5i or their next DSLR up to 60 frames per second, just so you could do some pretty nice slow motion, and you could do some better intros and slides and pans, because you could slow down it and you could stabilize it and it would look much better. Unfortunately, they are still both stuck at 30 frames per second, but where the Canon T5i has the advantage over the Canon Rebel T5 is the Canon Rebel T5i has a microphone jack, so you can plug in a microphone, a shotgun microphone, onto the top of your camera or any type of microphone, and it's going to sync up straight up with the video. Whereas the Canon Rebel T5 does not. It does not, so you're going to have to sync up the audio and the video in post. The Canon Rebel T5i has a flip out screen, so you can flip the screen out and you can tilt it above your head and you can take pictures and you can see the screen just as you'd see it normally, and you can actually take pictures underneath you too if you are interested in doing that. Whereas the Canon T5 doesn't have that feature. The Canon Rebel T5i has a self-cleaning sensor, so if you're interested in not cleaning your sensor or not possibly messing up your camera by cleaning it yourself, it does have a self-cleaning sensor, which works pretty good. And of course, the Canon Rebel T5 does not have it. The Canon T5i shoots at 5 frames per second, whereas the Canon T5 only shoots at 3. So if you are interested in sports photography, you're definitely going to want to choose the Canon T5i. You can shoot the Canon T5i at an ISO of 12,800, where you can only shoot the Canon T5 at a ISO of 6,400. Both of these ISOs are expandable, one stop extra, but it gets very grainy, and I personally would never use it. Now, to point out a couple weaknesses of both of these cameras is both of these cameras are not weather sealed, so that is going to be very unfortunate. You're not necessarily going to be able to shoot it in the snow or in the rain. You can, but it's going to be at your own risk if something happens to it. And both of them have a very slow maximum shutter at 1/4000th of a second, which actually isn't really that slow. I think the Canon 60D that I'm shooting on right now has a maximum shutter speed of 1/8000th of a second, so actually twice the amount. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a like down below, and of course subscribe to my channel, because you'll be notified every single time I upload one of these videos, whether it's comparing two cameras together. Of course, the Canon T5 has not come out, so unfortunately I don't have my hands on to actually review that yet, but once it comes out, I'm going to try to get my hands on that camera, and I'm going to be uploading a review to my YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified when I upload that video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.